On today's spooky spot, we're going to be having a look at the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror DVD. Ooh. Ooh. Before we actually get into reviewing this, the energy drink of choice today is AMP Energy Elevate. Enhances focus. Mixed berry flavor. We'll get this bad boy opened up. And you're probably saying to yourself, hey, wait a minute. Whoa. That's not spooky. Well, have you checked out the sugar content of this? Oh man, is it ever scary. This stuff is so bad for you. But we're going to open this up. And I got a little on my backdrop here. I think that's pretty scary as well. Let's have a sip. It's pretty good. It's like a wild berry medley going on in my mouth right now. Ooh, I'm gonna pay for that later. So looking at today's spooky spot, we're gonna be having a look at the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. I'm a big fan of Simpsons, at least I used to be. Simpsons has since become very unwatchable, if you ask me. I think Family Guy is the real funny show to watch now. At any rate, I used to be a huge Simpsons fan, and I think my favorite part of any Simpsons season was always looking forward to the Treehouse of Horror. In fact, when I was younger, my Halloween consisted usually of sneaking candy from upstairs when the good folks weren't looking, sneaking downstairs and watching the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror marathons. Yes, very, very sad, but that was usually what I did. Unfortunately, though, Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors were started really, really cool. They were really entertaining, and much like the very seasons themselves, they got progressively worse. But I still enjoy the first, I would say, half dozen, almost dozen or so Simpsons. Actually, I guess there's probably only about, how many Simpsons Treehouse of Horror do we have? 17? Maybe 16? I think probably only about the first 7 or so, from in my opinion at least, are entertaining. After that, they got scary, but they didn't get scary in a good way. Needless to say, this is the individual released Simpsons Treehouse of Horror DVD. As you can see, it's sporting a rather nice yellow case with the Simpsons on the front here. Now the episodes in question, what you get in this set, you get Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 5. In this one, you get the Shinin, you get the Time and Punishment, and Nightmare Cafeteria. Great episodes. Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 6, you get Attack of the 50-Foot Eyesores, Groundskeeper Willie in Nightmare on Evergreen Terrace, and Homer 3, or Homer Cubed. There's Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 7, which includes The Thing and I, The Genesis Tub, and Mr. Kang Goes to Washington. And then finally, you get Treehouse of Horror 12, which is in the Hex and the City. You get House of Wax, and you also get Whiz Kids, which was a Harry Potter kind of spoof. I don't know. I think that's really where it started. I think that's probably the definitive time it started getting really crappy, was right around Treehouse of Horror 12. But 5, 6, and 7, very good Treehouse of Horrors. I think I really liked up to about 7. That's about right, about 7 or so. Now the downside of this DVD, I mean, the DVD itself is only about, I think if you find it, you probably find it in a bin somewhere, and it probably would cost you about a couple of bucks, maybe $3, $4. I think I ended up picking this guy up for about $5. My main gripe with this set, first of all, is the fact that it only has 4 episodes. Now, I mean, granted, you could say, well, there's 3 episodes per, you actually get 12 episodes. Well, that would be wrong, my friend, because those individual episodes are only about 5 minutes long. Yeah. What would have been nice, clearly this is a cash grab. I mean, this is a cash grab by far. What would have been nice, though, is we actually got a Simpsons Treehouse of Horror set, which actually contained all the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors from part 1 all the way up to, part 17, part 18, whatever we're at now. But I mean, really disappointing that they didn't come out with that. Instead, we get this single disc. Let's throw some episodes together. I mean, yes, you get 5, 6, and 7, in order, and then you've got the later part 12. But why they just didn't release 1, 2, 3, 4, and I mean, you know what? I'm the type. If this was volumes, like if it said Treehouse of Horror Volume 1, and had the first 4 parts, and then Volume 2 had the next 4 parts, Volume 3, and so on, I'd pick those up. I mean, if they were a good price. But yeah, it's really disappointing, though, that they didn't really come out with a full box set that contained all the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors in one set. I mean, yes, granted, a lot of people can say, well, you really could just go through the season sets and just watch the individual Treehouse of Horror. That is very true. The only downside, though, is if for some reason, you feel like a